Good morning. I'm going to do an unedited quick video for a friend who needs some ideas. You snowbirds out there, or people that are traveling, or maybe you're traveling for work, so you're staying in a hotel and you'd like to have your free time, but you don't have a lot of supplies. So this challenge came from a friend who doesn't have a lot of supplies with her, and that's why these items are chosen. She does have a silhouette, and she's much better at using it. A silhouette is like a Cricut. You can cut shapes and words and all sorts of things. So that's why you'll see that I'm using a lot of fancy shapes, but not a lot of supplies overall. So let me show you what I've got going this morning. So here's a tag. You could cut a whole bunch of these on a silhouette. I actually just cut it and punched it. Then I got into the cupboards, and don't take all the food out of the boxes that upsets your husband, but you can take the lids or your candy boxes. So this is a thinner box. This one, I wanted some craft colored paper, so I took the lid off, but it's a little thick, but it's crackers. And then I wrapped embroidery floss around it. She does have embroidery floss with her. I used it full thickness because I was in a hurry, but you could take them apart. You could twist them together and then wrap them around, whatever you want to do. You could also use them for stems for flowers. So you could make like the front of a card and have some silhouette cut flowers, and your stems could be embroidery floss. Okay, so I'm going to put that down, then I would glue that on. I probably won't actually glue everything together just because of time right now to show you. Then when I cut these, I was practicing on the silhouette, so they're not my favorite papers, they're just things I was trying, but imagine them in actual corresponding colors. So then I could put this right here, and I could take a little tag and stick it right here, and then look, I have another little tag. I could layer that one on top, and I wouldn't necessarily use two of the same color right there, or layering, and have it go like that. And then I think she has some pearls, so we could put some pearls in the middle of that. What I was going to show was the use of glitter, because she's been to the Fabulous Glitter store, but I don't know if she's used it yet. And I haven't opened a bottle of loose glitter in about 100 years. But I'll show you what I would do on this with my art glitter glue, for example. So we're still working on the same item, but I could have grabbed any one of these flowers. So I would take this, oops. Always put your pin in. There we go. We're back in the game. Okay, so I would put this around here. And like I said, this is my first attempt. I haven't tried that, and I see I have a glob in my glue, so let's get that out of there. I haven't tried that art glitter glue at all, actually, with glitter yet. Okay. There we go. Then I would take this loose glitter. Somewhere I have a little tiny spoon. You don't need a spoon, but you could just go like this. And I always put a piece of paper under it when I'm doing glitter or embossing powder, because you're going to want that back. And then just tap that off. And how much you tap it depends a little bit on your style. Okay, so like I said, this is my first attempt. So the art glitter glue does a great job really piling it on. So I think what I would do is, remember, art glitter glue dries clear. So I would let this dry and then take a look at it, and I might want to do some petals. Like I might take my art glitter glue and put like dots on the petals. I think we'll just do that, at least one now, so you can see what I'm talking about. Like I might do something like that on each petal, because I think that would be kind of fun. Or if I had a lot of time, which you do, I might do outlines on the petals or little stripes down them or something. And then I don't know if you can tell, but not only is it sticking to the art glitter glue, but it's also dusting the petal a little bit. So there will be some, if you have really fine glitter, there will be some elsewhere on it, and I'm fine with that. I think that's good. The other thing you can do, and I'll show you on a different one since I have wet glue on there, is you can take these paper flowers that I cut with the silhouette and curl them up. You can crinkle them this way. I'm going to have mismatched petals on here, but that's okay. You can do different things. Here's one, forgive the paper, okay? Remember I was experimenting. But these are all tags and a circle and flowers that I cut on the silhouette and then layered up. So this gives you an idea, and what you could spend your time making now is this middle section, because it takes a long time to layer those up. And I'm not sure if you can tell it all in the video, but I also took a pen and added some sparkle to the petals, just like we would be doing with glitter here. So there's a couple ideas for you. You'll notice this flower is pink. I rubbed ink on it. The other side was just regular cardstock. And right here I have one that I just did this morning. It's mostly dry. That I took just Calypso blue, first grab, and put some on because I wanted you to see that. So you're certainly not limited in any way to the papers that you have. Think about what inks you have, what Sharpies you have. You can just as well take, here's a cute little flower. My gold pen doesn't always work very well, but let's try it. You could take this pen and go around the edges a little, and this is the kind of stuff that I love to do when I have lots of time and not a lot of supplies. Traveling, if I just put 4 things in a bag, I'll get super detailed with whatever I'm doing. So I might try, my pen's acting up. I might try making little stitches around the edges. Like I said, I probably also would try some, okay, so this isn't working very well, so I think what I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll just darken it up. I need more coffee. There we go. So I might just darken it up and decide, okay, on this one, I'm going to color it and around. And don't be too critical if your lines aren't straight. Like my circle of glitter wasn't perfectly round and this isn't perfect. When you put it all together, it's amazing and you don't notice that. What you notice is the layers of texture and color. So, okay, I showed you some glitter. Got you to look through the cupboards in your house. That's the important part, right? And look at all your food packaging and that sort of thing. Your different embroidery floss. I have some items set here too that you could think about. You can cut tons of letters, flowers, hearts, tags, and then you can put embroidery floss and make a loop. On these, I would definitely, before I called them done, take a piece of embroidery floss and either poke it through this way and tie it just like on that little tiny tag. What I like to do is I like to take it like this, loop it around, pull the strings, and then cut this to the length that I like. Okay, this is way too long. So something like that. The other way, and since I cut it too long, I can show you. The reason I say it's too long is this is a really long item already, and I make cards. If you make scrapbook pages, then that's great. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to tie it the other way that I like to do it, which is where it's tight down by the card itself and then has a loose end. That is a little more showy for embellishments often. That one's not perfect, but you get the idea. Because you can take these ends and kind of fray them out and line them up. So I would make it, if I was making different embellishments, I would do different things with the thread to add some interest. The other thing you can do is take a piece of this and just tie it in a knot and double this up. Here, let me show you. So you're going to have 12 strands, right? Because there's 6. So you double it up, and then I might even double it up again, because keep in mind she doesn't have a bunch of different twines and stuff, so she's going to have to get creative with her embroidery floss. There we go. And then you'll see on different cards and stuff, and it's one of those things you think, oh, that's not going to look cute, and it does. Okay, so we could take this. Ooh, look, these actually go together. And this. And then I would take this item right here, trim this down a little. That one was a little short. You can experiment with it. I'd rough up the ends so it fluffs. And I would glue this in the center of my flower, right here. Oh, shoot. Put your pin back in, right? I keep telling you that. Put your pin back in. There you go. Okay, so I'd put that right on there. And this one turned out very matchy. I didn't plan it that way, right? These items didn't go together. This is a circle that I cut on printed paper. I took a black Sharpie. Yep, black Sharpie, pretty fancy. Went around the edge, and then I put white. I took my white pen and went around the edge also. So you'll see how adorable that turned out and how not expensive it was. So you could also, before you put that bow on there, put some glitter on those petals. Bow, I'm using the term pretty loosely, but see how ridiculously cute that was for how easy it was to make? And then you could take something like this and put it here. You'll see on card making and scrapbooking, we use flags everywhere. I mean, they are ridiculously trendy. You could cut stars, cut tons of stuff, lay it out like this, and glue it and layer it up. And I also set these out. Oh, here's another shape of tag. I also set these out just because you could see, look at packaging when you buy it. If you get a gift and it has ribbon on it, the other thing you could do is if you're making embellishments, you don't need a lot of stuff. So ask your friends down there and trade, especially if you have a silhouette. You could offer to cut a dozen stars and flowers for somebody and they'll give you, you know, a couple inches of ribbon. You don't need a lot of quantity, so trading is a great idea. This is one more thing I want to show you, and then I have to get ready for work. This is tiny little flowers cut exactly the same size. So I bought this, of course, but you could layer these up. These have foam mount tape, but you could use like tiny pieces of cardboard, or you could just try it with your art glitter glue and spin them. And then it just has a jewel in the middle. The other thing I'm seeing a lot on videos that I'm going to try this weekend with the silhouette is take a word, like the one I saw recently that was very cute was smile, meld it together so it's one item, and then cut 3 of them and glue them together with your art glitter glue, because then when you lay them down on your embellishments, it has more texture than if you just had one. So you could mix those in with one is 3D and one isn't. So just lay a bunch of stuff out and play with it. I mean, how cute would this be if I glued this all down on here? And don't worry about it. Just lay a bunch of stuff out and have a great time. Okay, and keep in mind that you don't have to go to work today, and some people do. Okay, talk to you soon. Everybody have a great day, and thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching my video here at Crafting and Relaxing.